Hello and welcome to this home updates. So in this video, we're not going to do anything too big, no big changes or additions to the apartment, but we're doing a couple of small things that I think will make a big impact. And then also I'm going to do a little bit of plant care. I need to do some pest maintenance, and then maybe I'll do a bit of repotting. We're finally going to put these sconces up. So in the last home updates, I was asking if people liked these sconces flanking the painting, and most people said you should put it in the bedroom, and I agree. So we are gonna be putting these in the bedroom. Once again, check it out. Such a cute sconce. I love the brass, and then this little I love you on here. And then the shade is also really beautiful. Chris is in the bathroom right now, and Winnie is waiting for him. Hello. So yeah, this is the only light that we have in the bedroom right now. It's this sconce from Gantry. And since this is the only light source in the bedroom right now, I think this will be better because instead of it being directional, it's an omnidirectional light because of this lampshade. This lamp doesn't really supply that much light in the bedroom for when we need it. So I think this will be a better fit. And I love how this looks. I just put this up with command strips, so I'm just gonna take it off. That was pretty easy. We're gonna start on Chris's side of the bed first. So we don't have nightstands yet. We're still using the chairs. I wanna get nightstands. I'm still not really sure what kind of style I wanna get. And these do for now. So yeah, we're just using these chairs as nightstands. He has this reading lamp that he uses at night, but now he won't need that because we'll have a sconce. And then this is his white noise machine that he turns on every night, and then a phone charger. That's Chris's side of the bed. Yeah, I'll move this so it doesn't get any dust on it from when I drill into the wall. Something that is super useful that Matt included is this. So this gives you the distance for where to put the screws. So at every place we've lived in, we've always put holes in the wall and then we just patch up when we leave. And I've never not gotten our full deposit back, which is honestly pretty impressive to me because yeah, at our first apartment in LA, we put so many holes in the wall. Yeah, I was actually honestly really surprised when we got our full deposit back. Something that I didn't intentionally do is have a ton of stripes in here. Like the bedding is striped, the pillowcases are striped, the lampshades are striped, and the rug is kind of striped. It's a lot of stripes, honestly, but it doesn't feel too overwhelming in person because they're all different sized stripes and different kinds of stripes. I can just imagine, well, this is Chris's side. Let me go to my side. I can just imagine laying here and then turning on and off the light. It's so nice to have a sconce. I think I'm gonna start looking for nightstands. I just don't know what kind of style of nightstand to get or what material, but if I don't get wood, I don't really know what my other options are. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Should I just get a wood nightstand or should I try and find something different? So I feel like everything in the room just fits together so well. The only thing I'm like, I don't love about the room is the rug, but I feel kind of bad about it because it was a gifted rug. Is it worth it to replace it with something else? Because the color just doesn't really go well with our throw blanket that we have. The striping, it's like, we don't need this much striping that's also present in the rug. And then also it's really difficult to clean. Because it has grooves in it, like when we vacuum, it just doesn't pick everything up. And then also because it's a darker color rug, it makes it really obvious when there's like lint or hair on the ground. And also you can see that it doesn't really match the color of the blanket. Like they're two different kinds of reddish browns. I'm thinking of getting a different rug. I just don't know if it's worth it to buy another rug. But I do think a different kind of rug would really pull the room together. So maybe in the future. Down here, there's a pretty visible cord underneath the chair from the lamp. So I'm not very good at cord management. I need to like watch a video about cord management, but what I'm just going to do is tape it underneath the chair so that way it's just not sitting on the floor. Now the cord is no longer visible. I just need to make sure Chris knows that the cord is taped to the chair just in case he tries to move it. So next I wanted to talk about my aquarium. I've started gathering materials for it that I need. You can see I just have some wood pieces in here. I am still playing around with the setup and the layout, but we're going for more of a nature style aquarium. I want something that's not too much upkeep and that I can grow without CO2. I just don't want an aquarium that is gonna be a lot of work. And I have my filter, I have a light that's underneath in the cabinet right now. And I was gonna start working on it today, but I'm gonna make like a dedicated aquarium video, I think, because it just takes me a long time to make an aquarium. I was just gonna like start some of it today and then do the rest later, but I think it would be more fitting to do just like an aquarium video. But we still are gonna do something, not to the aquarium, but to the aquarium stand. So let me move you a little bit. The aquarium stand, as you can see, is pretty boring, pretty plain. It's just a black wood rectangle. And yeah, I was just looking at it and I was like, this has no character to it. It has nothing whimsical about it at all. So I was like, wait, it could use a knob or like a handle, because right now there's just no handle. It's very sleek. So I went on Etsy and I was looking up handmade ceramic knobs, and look what I found. It's this cute little fish. It has the perfect color palette, the perfect funny look to it. And yeah, I think it's so fitting. I will be attaching it to the door. I was gonna try and make it myself because I feel like it's pretty simple, and I don't know, I was just thinking of making like a funny shaped knob, just something with character. But when I was looking on Etsy, I just found this and it was so perfect for exactly what I wanted. And it was only a couple of bucks. So let's see, maybe like right there. But it turned out so cute. It's perfect. And actually, it makes this a lot more functional because it's easier to open up rather than doing this. Perfect. Really quickly, I'd like to talk about Climate Power, who I've partnered with for this video. I've been working with Climate Power for a while, and what's great about them is that they let me speak about climate-related issues in the US that I feel like are relevant and important to me. So I go out and find these topics, and now I'm speaking to you about them. As of right now, the US is in a government shutdown. The shutdown is primarily about healthcare, specifically the Affordable Care Act, which expands coverage and reduces premiums for millions of Americans. Without it, millions will be left without coverage, and the cost of insurance will skyrocket. Democrats want to extend these tax credits and repeal cuts to healthcare programs made by Republicans this past summer. Republicans oppose this, and the two parties are unable to come to an agreement, so the government is shut down. What we're going to be talking about today, though, are the climate impacts that a government shutdown causes. We're currently in hurricane season in the United States, and eastern states are left vulnerable because federal government plays a significant role in disaster preparedness, management, and recovery. The National Weather Service is tasked with weather forecasts and warning of hazardous weather for public safety and protection. The National Weather Service is already understaffed and underfunded due to cuts from the Trump administration, which removed about 1 in 7 workers. The workers are stretched thin trying to fill these gaps after the cuts, and now with the shutdown, they are working without pay. There were promises made to fill these gaps in employees, but now with the government shutdown, the hiring process has slowed, and that's especially unfortunate because of the critical time we're in for disasters. The shutdown also affects national parks. Nearly 2/3 of park staffers are furloughed, leaving only a small crew to protect resources and keep visitors safe. This could lead to irreparable damage to national parks because there isn't enough staff to protect and maintain these spaces. We deserve a government that can work together and do what's best for the American people. Chris and I have a bunch of paper on the dining table right now that's all cut up because we were making this yesterday. This is just a little craft thing that I found on Pinterest. So I want to decorate for like Halloween and Christmas and stuff, but I don't want to just go buy decorations. And we also don't have anywhere to store them. So I was just going on Pinterest looking at different types of like decoration crafts we can make. And this is one of them. We got like fall colors, but I feel like it looks a bit Christmassy, but it doesn't look fully like Christmas and it also doesn't look fully like fall. So I feel like this is nice. It just looks festive, so that way we can have it throughout fall and then also winter. But I think it's pretty cute. I mean, nothing crazy. It's just ribbon and craft paper that's cut up. But yeah, I think it's fun. It looks kind of folky and I didn't have to buy random plastic decorations. We're gonna do more stuff. I have more things saved, like, you know, dried oranges and maybe like dried leaf garland or something. I'll put up some other examples of things that I saved on Pinterest. The next thing that we're changing is this trash can. Usually I do not think you need to hide a trash can. In all the previous places we lived, we had a visible trash can. I think it's just more practical because that way you don't have to open up a cabinet and then like pull out your trash can and put your trash in there. It's just available. Like it's a lot more convenient when you're cooking. So for me, the practicality of it always outweighed the aesthetics. Because there isn't a separated kitchen, the only place that we can put the trash can is right here. And it's in the walk path. So it kind of constrains the path of travel here. And then also it bleeds into the living room because the couch is right here. So you're pretty much just sitting right next to the trash can, which isn't pleasant, I would say. And yeah, it's also stainless steel, so it really sticks out against the wood and it becomes like, look at my trash can. I got a trash can that we can put in a cabinet and then slide it out. And the reason why I didn't do this earlier was because we didn't purchase this trash can. It was from the apartment building, so it came with the apartment and we can't like sell it or anything. So I was like, where are we gonna put the trash can? Then I realized that I was gonna buy a soil bin for my soil, but then I was like, wait, I can just use the trash can as my soil bin. So I'll be putting my soil in the trash can and put it in the closet. And then this will be our new trash can. So yeah, I'm really excited about this because whenever we take photos and stuff, I always move the trash can out of the way just because it really sticks out in photos, like I said, because of the contrast with the wood. So I'm always moving it. This is the cabinet where we're gonna put it. It has a lot of dog food in it, so we're gonna need to figure out where to place this stuff. I don't really want to drill into the cabinetry because it's wood. So typically how you would install this, there are just points where you put screws in, and then that's it. It's pretty easy. But yeah, because I don't really know how well I can patch up wood. So I'm gonna try using command strips first, and I honestly think this might work. And even if it fails, then it's fine because the worst that can happen is that trash might spill out on the floor, which can be cleaned up. So we're gonna test out the command strips first before we drill any holes. The glide on this is so nice. This is a Simple Human trash can, and Simple Human trash cans are pretty expensive, but I got a Simple Human trash can at our old apartment and it stayed with us until our previous house, and it was the nicest trash can I ever used. The mechanism is super smooth, and yeah, for something that you use every single day, I think it's worth investing in a nice trash can. Before that, we had just very inexpensive trash cans from college, and yeah, I could definitely feel the upgrade with the trash can. The only thing I'm a bit wary of is that there's no lid, so maybe I'll need to get a lid in the future. We'll see how this smells work, like if this is enough to keep the smell out. I've been reading a lot recently, and Chris has also been reading a lot, so we've accumulated more books. I just finished reading, I've been on like a reading kick for whatever reason. I think I just got tired of scrolling on social media. I was like, I need to get off of social media, and I was kind of craving long format stuff, so I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, and then I was like, wait, I could just read. Like, reading is long format. So I just finished reading Intermezzo, and then I read Conversations with Friends. I love Sally Rooney is what I've realized. These are the only 2 Sally Rooney books I've read. I've watched Normal People, but I think I need to read it next because I just love her characters and her writing. And then I finished this book. I randomly picked this up at a bookstore. It's called Sorcery and Small Magics, and I surprisingly really liked it. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. The book that I'm reading right now is The Other Valley. I took the cover, the dust jacket off of it because I don't like reading with a dust jacket. I also don't really like reading hardcover books. But yeah, I'm talking about this because it is getting stacked with books. So I am going to get the shelf soon. That's going to be above the desk. Maybe in the next home updates, I'll have it. And then finally we'll have a shelf there. And then, yeah, and then we can get more books. So I put the bag of soil inside of the trash can, and I didn't realize it's so small. I thought I had a bigger bag and I thought I had more soil, but I'm only repotting small plants today, so I think this should be fine. But yeah, before my soil bag was just on the ground in the closet, and now it can be in a trash can. I have most of my plants over here. It's not the most ideal setup, but I've been wanting to repot some of them. For example, my coleus. I want to repot this coleus plant because it's in a pot with the nursery pot in it. And I'm just going to pot it directly into this pot. I've just been having most of my plants in pots without drainage holes lately. It's not ideal. Ideally, there would be a drainage hole, but I feel like I'm pretty good at watering without a drainage hole. And I think it just looks a bit more seamless because you don't need to have a saucer. I'm repotting this plant. This is just a little mini Dracaena. I have one of the pots that I got from Hong Kong that I'm gonna put. And then this is my begonia that I want to repot. It's been kind of having a hard time. I am not sure what is wrong with it. The new leaves grow in just fine, but then eventually they start to get these like brown spots and the leaf just doesn't look great. It's actually doing pretty well right now. Like, I've had a lot of leaves that have grown consecutively that are healthy. And also there's a lot of new growth coming out now. So maybe it's on the up and up, but yeah, I want to repot this. I just don't know what pot to put this into. I need to spray my plants because they have spider mites. The Brachycadon rupestris, the tall big tree that I have, it had spider mites when we brought it in, and I think it spread to all of my other plants. Luckily, that tree, it doesn't have spider mites anymore after I cut off all of the leaves, but now my other plants have it. But luckily, I don't have too many plants and they're not too big, so it won't be that difficult to spray them. First, let's repot this coleus. Something that's funny that I just figured out is that we don't have any neighbors downstairs. I don't know how long the apartment below us has been vacant, but we've been like tiptoeing around this place, getting rugs to absorb sound, but there's no one underneath us. So I've been having such a fun time walking regularly now, like heel first, because heel first walking in this apartment, like, can you hear that? It makes a pretty loud noise, and it's just so much more comfortable to walk like that. So yeah, it's kind of funny. I've been so cautious about being quiet because of our downstairs neighbors, but turns out we don't even have any downstairs neighbors right now. I don't know if you remember before, but I was having such a hard time with my coleus, but now look at it. It is growing like crazy, and the color's really coming through. Oh, Chris and I are gonna be going to New York soon. It's our first time in New York. Well, for my first time in New York, I've always wanted to go. We have some friends that live there, and we've been planning this honestly for like 2 years or so, because we've been wanting to go somewhere during fall that has fall foliage. We decided on New York because California doesn't really have fall like the East Coast has fall. Winnie's coming. She loves dirt. So we're almost at a year of being here. In January, we're gonna have lived here for a year. So I was kind of talking to Chris, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to stay here? Do you want to move? Like, what is our plan? And we kind of just don't know what we want to do. We really want more space for Winnie and for Theo because they're not able to play that much here and run around compared to our previous place. And I do miss having an outdoor space, whether it's a garden or a balcony, just to grow plants outside and have an outdoor space to hang out. Coleus is repotted and it needs water. It's kind of drooping right now. Okay, I'm gonna water this really quick. Next, I'm potting this little Dracaena into this bamboo pot. And I realized that it has drainage holes like this. So it has this really big drainage hole in the center, which is good for Codex plants and stuff, but it makes it kind of difficult because the soil will fall out of it. What I'm gonna do is use this that I cut out from the bottom of the nursery pot of the Coleus and then just fit it inside of the pot on the bottom, so that way soil doesn't just fall out. Here's my little Dracaena in this bamboo pot. Clean everything up, and then I'm gonna spray for pests. And I'll go over my pest routine with you. It's very simple, and I found a method that really works. I posted it on my story a while back, and so many people were asking me what I use for spider mites. I made a whole video about like pest management, but that was, I don't know, like 2-3 years ago now. Look, we're using the new trash can. Right now we're gonna move all of the plants to the shower to spray them. Usually I would do this outside, but because we don't have an outside, we're doing it in the shower. So this is what I use for pest control. I've used this for like 2 or 3 years. It's called Azamax. It is like the only thing that has consistently really worked for me for all kinds of pests, except for scale. I found that this has a hard time with scale. I think it's because of their outer shell that makes it difficult for the pesticide to reach them. So Azamax it's like a concentrated form of neem oil. So they take the active ingredient and they concentrate it. It's kind of expensive, but a little bit goes a long way. So like, yeah, this is gonna last me a really long time. With pesticides like this, you need to be really consistent with it and spray in intervals. So they recommend spraying 3 times every 3 days. So that's 3 applications, because you need to target the life cycle of these pests. Because if you spray once, you get the adults, but then in a few days, the eggs will hatch and then they'll lay eggs again. So that's why you need to spray every 3 days to get all of the pests that hatch before they can lay eggs. You just follow the directions, put it in a spray bottle. A spray bottle like this is what I highly recommend. That way you don't have to like keep on spraying and spraying. This is a pressurized spray bottle, so you pump it and then you just push a button and it all sprays out. And it's a really fine mist. Just as a precaution, I wear a mask and I wear gloves just so there's less contact on skin and I'm not breathing in as much, especially since I'm doing it in a bathroom and we don't have any windows in there. I'm gonna put in an air purifier and run the fan. But yeah, ideally you would be able to do this outside so it's ventilated. We're in the shower. I don't know if you've ever seen the shower. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the apartment because it's like a nice big new shower. Our previous house, the shower was pretty old and it kind of had a weird smell coming from it. So it's actually pretty nice to have this very contemporary shower. You just take your spray bottle and spray every leaf, every stem, every crevice, and also the top layer of the soil, just to be sure. And that's pretty much it. You just spray away. So making sure no pets in here. Then I'm gonna turn on the air filter, and I'm just gonna spray. Oh, and then make sure you move your toiletries and soaps out of the shower. And I also lined this up with cleaning the bathroom, so I need to clean the bathroom anyway. So this is good. I'm gonna spray and I'll clean the bathroom afterwards. Now, I just let it dry off for a bit, close the doors to make sure that Winnie and Theo can't get in here, and then I'll move it all out. And I'm gonna wash my arms and stuff first. Okay, I'm just gonna let the plants dry in the bathroom for now. And Chris and I, we're gonna make some pumpkin muffins tonight. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Climate Power for partnering with me on this video. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.